Good afternoon, everyone. It is Saturday, the 5th of July. It's already been a long day. I went to bed at about 5, and then set my alarm for 7 because Dave had a live stream that I wanted to participate in. And for those of you that were there, thanks for showing up. It was very nice of Dave to let me come on. Let me stretch this tripod here. Man, it's newer. Anyway, so it's almost time for an old man nap. Yeah, look at the time here, and it's going. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, so I'm just sitting here on my tailgate of my truck. Obviously, I'm not walking. Got my water here. Oh man, that's good. Yeah. What am I going to talk about? I have no idea. We talked about a lot of stuff on Dave's, though. Boy, I'll tell you what, we were all over the map. It's pretty warm out. No idea what. But a mosquito. I should have brought my zapper out. Anyway, I'm going to do my apologies for the banging into my tripod. I'm going to do it's sliding around too, so I better put a hand down there. Ah, God. Anyway, I'm going to do my walk this evening. Like an hour before dark. It'll be a little cooler. So, yeah. Just chilling, really. It's nice. I haven't seen the bloody cats, man. They've been doing some construction around here. They've been putting some flashing on the eaves and stuff like that, and painting like underneath, like my entry. They've scraped off all the peeling paint and repainted, but yeah, honestly, I don't know what's going on. I mean, there were 6 cats, maybe 8. There was one that used to come off my back shoulder here, come on this wall from out of the community, and he'd pick fights with the other cats and spray and all that kind of shit. But I don't know what's going on with the other cats. Not normal, right? They don't just like up and disappear. Decide, because they get fed here. Everybody feeds them. I give them fresh water and food, but it hasn't been touched. And I just noticed some across the houses across from me. They've painted the slats, the privacy slats on the porch. They painted them all one color. That's pretty cool. Instead of being alternating colors, which personally I think is ugly. But I don't lose any sleep over it. And I noticed a condensate leak on my outdoor unit. Well, the indoor unit is the one that produces the water, but behind it, the original black stuff that they slapped together without any PVC cement, it's leaking. So you know, the only thing I'm worried about is if it gets mossy or slimy on the ground, you know, you could take a header. So I'll make an attempt at fixing it. I think I have the capacity to do that. And you know, that kind of stuff, there's no, for me anyway, there's no need to contact the landlord. Oh my God, I get the condensate drain leaking, you know. It's taken me longer to open up my toolbox than it would to fix it, so I'm not stressed about it. But I'll make sure that where they move those shrubs out. In fact, I'll go do it right now. Let me waddle off this tailgate. Oh my God. Sitting on my ass all freaking morning was rough. You can see the water, right? So heading back, you know, I see it's dripping there, but then there's a break right here, and I take another step, and then there's more water coming out of this. Now this one's broken. Okay, this elbow, this joint. Yeah, okay, I hope this doesn't like flip around. I'm gonna go back. So it's, apologies for the camera angle stuff, but you see the water comes down here, and then there's no water. And then all of a sudden you see water. Well, that joint right there is actually separated. And if you follow this joint down, you can see the line on the cement where somebody rolled over it or tripped over it or whatever. So there's definitely not going to be any water coming out of there. So I'll connect this. Probably do it without even bending over, because they don't glue it, you know. Yeah, so I'll fix that without falling down. Come on. Anyway, it's going to take two hands to do that. But if you, I can't turn the camera down, okay, because it'll rotate and then be upside down. But I'm going to try to get close. You can see that black you got the condensate coming from the house right here, okay. Typical, right? Comes down, and then down there, that black line, it's coming out of that elbow right there. Right there. Drip, 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 I can see it. The stuff that I worked on before was there. And this hose connection. So, yeah, interesting. So obviously they hit that, knocked that loose. So I'll glue it. I've got PVC cement and all that crap, so I'm gonna make it permanent. And I may just even, I don't give a shit, I'm not even gonna ask. I've got my rotor hammer. I'll put what a shitty video all over the map. I'll put a couple of saddle clamps, boom, boom, nail ins. Same thing here, nail ins. Make it like permanent. You know, I've got enough elevation gain at the source, or drop, elevation drop, whichever way you want to look at it. So it's going to drain. It's not going to back up into the house. And on my louver, on the gonna be a bump here. Okay, I'm pushing my tripod up. Screw it, I'm done with that. So, okay, so I just can't sit still, man. But yeah, I gotta just take shots here. These are really pretty. No idea what they are, but I'm gonna get in really close. Boom. Take a couple, and those will end up in a collage. Got a couple of subscribers that really enjoy flowers as like I do. Oh, there's a gaggle of kids over there. They're looking at the crazy frog. What'd he do? What he doing? I'm gonna walk down this way. I'm not wearing my walking shoes. I'm wearing my little slip-off slippers. So obviously I'm not going very far. But that was fun today. That live stream. You know, it was fun. This hedge needs to be trimmed, but it looks great. Look at all that fresh growth. You know, nice. Flipping healthy. I used to have to trim my hedge every week. I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah. That was kind of fun today on Dave's live stream. Probably got boring for a bunch of people because I started yapping about kidney stones and crap like that. We call it, back in the day, we called it the geriatric session. You know, but it was fun having a split screen. Brock was there, I was there, Dave, of course. So it just kind of adds to it. I was having issues with my YouTube and StreamYard's linking up so I can chat on the computer. Sorry about that. Because I've never had any issues like that before, but now it's like, okay, I could just chat right there in the chat, and it would chat onto YouTube. And so the issues I was having was I had to have YouTube open, and it still wouldn't sync. But with YouTube open, you can't mute YouTube. You can't just, because you don't want two sounds slightly out of sync coming into your ears. I mean, it's just like, it would drive you nuts. And it's not good, you know, for the stream. Anyway, I'm looking at that bush. I see something hanging up here. Some fruit. But, so I was having issues with that. And I created a slideshow, all Vietnam, to run on the green screen behind me. You know, so didn't have to think about it. Just every 5-6 seconds, whatever, it would change. You know, a little variety for the viewers. And oh, God dang. You gotta turn the camera if you want to show something. There you go. Who could tell me what that is? It's a young one. And I'm looking up and I don't see very many more. I bet you look at that little spirit house right back, tucked back in there. Big old leaves. Anyway, I'm sure most of you know what that is. Oh, there's a couple more, finally. Okay, yeah, open my eyes, there you go. Right on. Nice. Okay, back to me. I see some flowers across the street that I want to get some shots of because the rain hasn't beat them down yet. So I will, we're going back. I'm going to make you guys dizzy, I'm sorry. Look at this on the fence here. You got some chickens, you got some teapots and little old clock and whatever. Very big house. Film the house, you know. Don't want to look like a stalker. This one here is I'll turn the camera and I won't look that way, but this freaking house is massive. Just massive. And then that one up there, Mondo, man, Mondo houses. Right in town. Pretty cool. There's a copper lime, I think. Someone's sitting over there, so I'm not gonna film their tree. Lady's coming down here slow on her motorbike. Got a blinker on, so she's probably turning into it. She's smiling. She's got some veg in her, oh, another bike. Damn, I damn near stepped in front of it. See, it's not that far. Oh, and there's two more coming at me. Jeez Louise, man. And a truck. Anyway, isn't this exciting? Okay, crossing the street. Rotating, obviously. And those are nice. You always see these in little like little bowls or pots with water. You know, they'll be floating in it, real pretty like. You know, reflection ponds and such. I just love them, man. They're soft. Just beautiful. Looking up. Hope the bloody camera doesn't rotate on me. Anyway, so yeah, it's just chilling. You know, I'm not really thinking, oh, I'm gonna make a video of just. Anyway, like I said, on a tangent. I started on my tailgate thinking I was just gonna sit there for a few minutes and chat, hydrate, go inside, have some lunch, and then chill till 5:30. And then go for my walk. So, but, and I still will. I'm not, this isn't considered my walk. This is like a stroll, you know, just something to do. My dot, I'm looking down right now, okay, obviously, but it's not that much smaller than yesterday. Oh my God, Jack, come on, you know, be done. But anyway, you'll get there. I actually think I'm talked out because I was on that live stream for like 2 hours or better. You know, so you guys are lucky. A lot of nice comments on all the various shorts, you know, that I put up, and the walk as well. It's pretty nice, you know. I commented, or I replied to a comment, and the person's comment was something to the effect of, I talk too much. Not me, but the person making the comment. I talk too much, and you know, when the it's a different. I'm paraphrasing, okay? The subject is different, and he'll come in and start talking about something else. I said, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. That's what my goal with this channel is it's not like, oh, I want to be a rock star, you know. I don't want to be. I mean, people recognize me all over the country because of my friends, right? Moderating, but then traveling with, you know, various people. And so like, man, you know, they seem to have a good time when I'm with Chuck. And my recent growth, okay, I had already decided, okay, it's been long enough. I've had enough of a break, right? I'm going to start doing stuff. And then what I was going to do was release some of the old stuff, in parentheses put previously released. So it wasn't like I was double dipping, you know what I mean? Some of them posted and some of them didn't. So I thought, okay, YouTube doesn't like that, okay? But in reality, it was already posted, and then it's hidden. Now it's back, but they obviously have an annual clock where whatever their fiscal year is, wherever it starts, that's when they start counting, right? So if I had 600 hours of watch time on a video 2 years ago, they're obviously they're not going to give me. It should be zeroed out. That's the way I feel about it, right? This is fresh. It was previously released. I'm just putting it out again, and whoever wants to watch it can watch it. And it says previously released. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to get all these hours all at once. No, that wasn't the intent. The intent was, I like that video. You know, like I approve of this message, right? So I approved of that video. I thought I liked that. Because before I was just haphazard everywhere, right? All around. Like my mind is right now. I'll tell you what, man. I still have one good eye, but I miss this one too. I don't know the Thai name, but it's long gone. And they're about a month away from being ripe. Right now they're back in my youth, right? We'd be picking these off, picking clusters of those off the tree, and then hiding in the bushes and throwing them at cars when they went by. And they'd think it fell off a tree. I wasn't always a nice guy. But, you know, you do stupid shit. I did anyway, when I was a kid. But anyway, so I put those videos out, and a couple of them went. But then when I go to look the next day, they're out of the queue, right? But they're not, guy walking right at me. I don't want to be like staring at him. You know, don't want to make him uncomfortable. At any rate, they, others didn't. Look at that ominous clouds coming, boy. You can't see the leaves in the trees, but the breeze is coming at my face right now. Yeah, that's black, boy, or not black, but gray. And then up to my left up is also pretty gray. But anyway, so kind of weird, you know, how one made it by and another didn't. Beats the hell out of me. But so, you know, I got to work around. If I really, you know, oh my God, I got to have that video. I can just put an intro on it, an outro on it, put a different title, and it's new. So And that intro and outro I did not do. A good friend of mine did that for me. I may have mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again just in case. I'll ask him first, hey, I've given him credit as much as credit is due without saying who he is, right? I said, a good friend of mine did this. I didn't. I say, great intro, Mitch, great intro. Thank you, but I can't take the credit. A good friend of mine did it for me. And actually wants to help me out more. My eye, right? I still got a ways to go, okay? The retina is 100% healed. So it has become one with my body, right? It's attached as it's ever going to be. But the vision is, I said wonky in the live stream, but askew, twisted, altered, however you want to say it. But I'm looking at my monitor's not square or rectangular like I'm looking at my phone right now. It's, like this. It's weird. And that's because of curvature of your eye, like astigmatism, whatever. And then to do the procedure, they had to stab these. If you look it up on YouTube, you can find it. But they pierce your eyeball in 3 different places. And I can see one of them, like way over here faintly, right? It's just like a little, it's disappearing, but it's like a little line or blotch. It's clear, okay? But I can see it. And that's from where they stabbed one. They do the spreader on your eye and they stab it there, and they have, obviously an insertion tool, right? You put it in and then you let go, because they showed it to me. It's just like a little, like this, right? You press it, you stab it, and then you take your thumb off, and then on the inside of your eye, it opens up, and so they can pull their tool out, insertion tool out, and they do that in 3 different places. One of them's for the laser, one of them's for a camera, and one of them's for pressure, nitrogen, right? Or flushing. So because laser, you're burning skin, man. Smoke comes off. So they vac it out, push it out. You get the idea. And then they take those out with that insertion tool, insertion/removal tool. That's why she said, because of those, your eye physically heals fast, like your tongue. If you bite your tongue, these important parts of your body flip and heal fast, externally anyway. But yeah, you need your tongue to talk, not so much eat, but it's an important thing, and your eyes as well. So it's weird how some things will heal like overnight almost, and others take forever. But those 3, after they remove them, your eye, just by surface tension, pulls together, and then by facing down, the nitrogen gas pushes up against the retina, or on the retina against the back of the eye. And someone in the chat told me the name of that part of the eye, but it escapes me right now. But it doesn't matter. The point is it pushes it up, so it doesn't have pressure on those holes as well, so your nitrogen won't leak out, right? And it's like 2 days tops. Those are sealed. So that's that. But the point when she said you don't get any of our Thai water in your eye, you'll go blind. So that's like because of those holes. If any microbe or whatever, my kids when they were little would say germy bugs, but if something got in there and you got an infection, you're probably going to lose your eye. So I was very mindful, cognizant, whatever you want to say, of that. And I followed her rules. 95%. Okay. I got around the shower thing. Mosquito. I got around the shower thing by taking a cup. You know, you go to anywhere and you buy a bottle of eye rinse, saline solution, and it has an eye cup, right? Pull the eye cup off, you fill it up, and then you put it on your eye and you look up and you rinse your eye, right? That's common, especially in places up north where they burn. So they sell a lot of those. But I says, I can use that cup with my American 3M medical tape that's waterproof. I thought, okay, I didn't think about this. So I put it on, put that cup over my eye, taped it thoroughly, and I could take an upright shower and everything. I kept my eye closed just for secondary protection, but dry as a bone when I was done. So that was a workaround. Yeah, it's, I take usually 2 showers, sometimes more a day, and yeah, I know it's wasting water and all that stuff, but it is what it is. I'm not going to change. So, at least in that respect. And so anyway, that's why they're face down. They don't want to lose that nitrogen because it starts putting torsion or tension on your retina. So anyway, it's 100% healed. Done. I'm just waiting for this little dot that I can see down here. You can't see my hands, but I'm doing this, but it's down by my belly button right now. I mean, it's hanging down at the bottom of my eye. I can see it. Crystal clear, see that little ball. When I move, it moves. And it's crazy. Oh, crooked phone. Anyhow, so we're close. I mean, I'm close. It's close. So like I've said, I'm not out of the woods, right? The retina's healed. But I have lost 80% of my retina, okay? It died, or they died. Those strands, whatever the scientific name is, they died. And so she said before surgery, and I said this before, but best we can hope for is 20%. And I'm gonna wave at the neighbors. I hope they don't stop. Sorry, cop. Not that I don't like them. I like them, but I'm videotaping, Or this is not tape, okay? I'm recording digitally. Yeah, just turn the crank, So anyway, they the best, and she was happy about it, by the way. I think I can get 20% out of it. She's like looking at the other 2 staff that were in the room, and they're like smiling, and I'm thinking, holy fuck, God dang it, man. But the end of August, approximately 8 weeks from now, I go back up to Chiang Mai, and that's where the bear shits in the wood, or the rubber in the woods, or the rubber hits the road, right? We're gonna know. what we're going to know. My eye will be fully done doing what it's trying to do to heal. And like right now, I'm looking straight ahead, and I'm seeing the hedge and the plants, you know, crystal clear, because my mind is already blocking out the blur. My left eye is now my dominant eye. So, which, you know, it's just the brakes, right? I can shoot offhand. I'm talking about, I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube, so, but you know what I'm talking about. Things that people carry in times of war. I don't want to, you know, all it takes is a report and they go, oh boy, you know. So, and I won't, but my right eye is my dominant eye, okay? But I can plink with my left eye and my left hand, okay? I can what they say, shoot offhand. That's what that means. But, you know, so right now my left eye has become my dominant eye. And, you know, looking like this, closing my left eye, okay, oops, sorry, closing my left eye, right, covering it up, I can still see all that shit. It's just blurry. So, I mean, right here, you know, it looks crystal clear, right? But to me, it's blurry. Not blurry, but not crisp. So, damn, I should have brought my I said this before, but I really should have. I enjoy hearing that crackle when you hit a frickin' mosquito with the zapper, you know. It's a rewarding experience. At any rate, I go up the end of August, and like I said, the eye will be where it's going to be. Okay? It's going to stop trying to heal itself, trying to correct its vision, and then I can actually take, you know, an eye exam. Stand on the line. What do you see? Right? Put the thingy up, cover the left eye. They always do comparisons, right? But we'll know. And then she said there's over 100 variables. I said, what about this? What about that? She says there's hundreds of variables in the correction part of this game, and it has to do with how your eye has healed. You know, astigmatism or a different curvature of the eye in different areas, right? So can that be corrected with a lens? Now, old school is lenses, corrective lenses, like I'm wearing now. But, oh, wait a minute, let me do this without my glasses. I should have done that. Yeah, so I can still see it. I can still make everything out. If it was letters and shit, I couldn't read it. But, man, I'm really losing my train of thought. I'm derailed now. Anyway, you know, once you get, I'm sure most of you have had an eye exam at some point. You know, they flip the lenses. Good, bad, better, worse. Okay. You know, they're just rotating through all kinds of shit. And then they finally come up with a number. And, you know, plus this, minus that, whatever. And there you go. You take that to the eyeglass maker or whatever you call them. And they grind you a lens. Well, these are old school. They can only do so much to correct certain things, right? So if you got different curvature over here, different curvature over there, something weird going on in there, it can only do so much. So that's where the next option would be artificial lenses. And because I wear progressive glasses, right? You know, I read down here and then I look as it's further away, you know. So I don't have to like look, damn. I don't have to look down like, you know, to read. I could just kind of just move my eye a little bit and I can see. And because my glasses before that, they had the reading line way too high, way too high. And the lady said, "Oh, that's, man, you know, they screwed up when they did this, you know." Not wanting to talk about one of her coworkers, but anyway. So these work great, except for my right eye now. But if they can't do it with corrective lenses, I mean, they can do it. Boy, that looks like one of them. Oh, God. It looks like one of them freaking Japanese killer hornets, you know. I doubt it's what it is. But if I all of a sudden fall over, collapse, I probably just got stung. But she said, you know, I may get 20/60, maybe 20/40 at best. She says, you're not going to be 20/20, correct? Period. And then I said, well, I've been considering artificial lenses for months. I've been thinking about it. Like Tim Newton had, okay? He's had his 3.5 years and no complaints. Loves it. Next time I'm bringing out my freaking zapper. I hate that. I can hear out of this ear fine. I'm not wearing my hearing aids. I can't hear out of this ear. So they could be freaking, you know, over on my left side and I wouldn't know it until tomorrow morning. But, so I've been considering that long before I injured my eye in Vietnam because of my own stupidity. You know, but accidents happen everywhere, right? So it wasn't like I wanted to fall. I feel raindrops right now on my legs. Right before the before the rain. Oh my God. Oh my God. The breeze is coming at me now. I wish I had like a piece of tissue or something to show you how. Well, you see these bushes here that are moving. The little breeze is coming. Yeah. That's my pan for my gimbal. Look at that. Works really good. Anyhow, so, but it's not cheap, okay? And, you know, insurance does not cover that kind of shit. So, you know, upwards of 200,000 baht per eye. That, you know, that's a chunk of change. When you can buy a pretty damn decent car for that much. Or a freaking Transalp 750 Honda for that. Forza, a little less, 350. After the live stream, I was looking at motorcycles, and I've been looking at motorcycles on Facebook as well. You know, people, for whatever reason, people need to get rid of stuff, right? Could be a person like me that's Falong, that's decided, nah, I'm going back to Australia or whatever, UK, America. You know how those Yanks are. But anyway, I need to get rid of this, and I need to get rid of it in a hurry, so it's priced accordingly. Or Thai people that are over their head, that are underwater, so to speak, and they're, oh man, that really feels good. Holy crap, it's really blowing. It's good. I like it. Maybe you can see it behind me. It doesn't matter. It feels good. Trust me. But there's people that are still trying to recover from the pandemic, right? Plain and simple. And I mean, for some, it's as bad as when I first got here. Next month, the 13th, will be 4 years. I've done nothing but played. That's a quote. You've done nothing but played. Right. Hey, it ain't my fault you didn't save your fucking pennies and try to retire early. Anyway, same soup, different bowl, you know what I mean? So, again, I'm looking forward to my appointment. It's a freaking ways away, but I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, where are we at? What can we do? I mean, it would just be phenomenal if regular corrective lenses would work. And I can live with 20/60, maybe even 20/80. Okay, before I had LASIK in 1995, I was, if you look up the numbers online, I was legally blind. I was 2400 and 2300. That's interesting. By the last thing I said, not so bad, and then my phone quit. And there's no time limit on a video. So I don't know if you remember, when I first started the video, I was like, there's numbers on the right. What's with that? And then it was like 40 minutes or something. And now it's saying 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the right, and now I'm 43, 44, 45 seconds. So I'll probably have to reset my phone, that's all it is. But anyway, looks like I'm gonna have to put these two videos together. So I better wrap it up. Or not post it. It's not like I got to, you know. But we'll see. End of August, I'll know. I'm not gonna fret about it, because I used to do that back in the day. I'd worry about shit. Yeah, shit you can't control. Why waste your life doing that when you can do something else? So a few minutes from now, I'm going to be inside the house, and I'm going to open up my editing program and try to school myself. So another pointless video, off on a tangent. I appreciate you watching, and really seriously, if you made it this far, man, you're a gold star, man. Because I can't stand looking at myself. So now we're coming up on the time, about 30 seconds, and it'll hit that time on the right. So that's confusing. I've never seen that before on my phone. 15 seconds away. We'll just let it close itself out, if that's what it's going to do. So as soon as I get close, 28, 29. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. I appreciate you watching. Now it's good.